Hello everybody, and welcome back to part 6 of Kinkoi. We are your hosts, Man of Stage, here with...
Sarah and Prince, and together we are Bridge Boys Broadcasting!
Thank you, announcer from Space Jam. Thanks for
You're
tuning
welcome.
in. Alright, we are starting on the configuration screen because we realized when last we left off, we were at a background noise heavy part of the game, and I assume that you all didn't want to listen to the general hubbub crowd noise while we were trying to do our intro, unless you did, in which case I'm sorry we deprived you of that experience, but we made an executive decision. So I will resume the crowd noise now. Here we go.
I haven't done anything wrong.
彼、何やったの？
試合でなんか汚いことしたんだって。
Subtitles would be nice.
じゃあうちが負けたのあいつのせいなの？
最低だよ、あいつのせいで。
市松くん、何か言いたいことは？
I haven't done anything wrong.
That was right. All I aspired to be was golden. I would do anything to make that a reality. Anything. But I won't do that. I woke up. Six o'clock. There was no need to wake up so early. I woke up early yesterday, too. Yesterday's events played back in my head. I had been woken up by radio calisthenics yesterday, but I looked out my window. There was no one there. What?
There's actually never been anyone there.
It's all
just in his head.
It's all an illusion. But I see what happened. But I did hear voices counting 1, 2, 3, 4 far off in the distance.
It'd be gross to do it beside my room, huh?
It's calisthenics. I mean, it's not like they're peeing outside the window.
Yeah, but I think it's more the other way, that they just don't want him to exist.
Ah, fair. Good point. I already wasn't in the best of moods. Due to my vulgar display yesterday, everyone had gone from smirking at me to being cautious. Oh, come on, that wasn't vulgar, that was brilliant.
I loved it.
Yes!
I wish I could do that every episode.
I know, there needs to be more of that, Ouro. This was pretty hard on me in its own way. Not that I could say which was worse. There were those who would approach me, but their other friends would drag them away. Oh, great. There was someone who didn't particularly care about all that, but I hardly ever spoke to them.
You think?
Maybe because I had so little to eat? Or maybe...
転校3日目。慣れると同時に疲れが来たか。学園生活に身が馴染めば、当然昔を思い出すでしょうね。
Everything felt so tense. No one wanted to interact with me. I just took my seat and behaved myself. Many of my class...
Hey, male student A, you just stole my line, asshole.
I know! Many of my classmates seemed to be on edge and were waiting to see what I would do. But they had nothing to worry about so long as I didn't act out. This was probably the perfect amount of distance for all of us to have from one another. Like so, class started.
何かしら
How many people are in this classroom? It sounds more like we're at a mall food court.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of people, but they're like over there.
Boy, the student-teacher ratio in this school must suck.
外が騒がしいですね。
Oh, that explains more. I had been ignoring the lecture, so I noticed it just now. There definitely was a racket spreading throughout the school. Fight, 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 fight!
Bet you won't hit them.
All this fuss in the middle of class, what was it?
Did a dog get in or something?
I looked out into the yard. Why would a dog be the first thing that he jumped to?
ワンちゃんワンちゃんがいるのいないわ、オーロ。
That's the sort of event that gets a school more wound up than anything else, though.
There's a dog on the field! It wasn't a dog, it was a rock lobster! No.
I was thinking it was a space station.
That's no dog, it's a space station. Oh, my levels. Still, this was the exact sort of school-wide commotion I would expect if something had snuck in from outside. Like the faculty?
That movie is probably up there with Scream as being one of the most, like, 90s movies.
Oh, for real?
In that, like, horror genre.
I like that movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure it holds up. I'll probably watch it later today and find out.
Yeah, I don't know if it does either, but I would like to watch it if it's streaming anywhere too.
Tune in for part 7 when I tell you if it holds up or not.
Assuming we remember. What was going on?
Could it be some mysterious terrorist who came here for Sylvie?
Terrorists win.
私を何カバレロさん、席に戻ってください。すいません。
We were still in the middle of class, and the only ones who got worked up over the idea were my neighbors, Sylvie and Kikuchiyo.
何何オーロ、私狙われているの？
Why are you excited about it?
Yeah, they'll catch us and tie us up from head to toe. While everyone has given up hope, I'll break free with my hidden pocket knife. I'll be the last hope of saving everyone. I'll have to head for the chemistry lab first. I'll mix together all sorts of different chemicals to make blinding agents and improvise bombs to fight off the terrorists.
はあ、オーロかっこいい。
I'm a hero.
No need to thank me. That was a delusion I'd spent a good half of my school hours making up the second year of middle school. Alright, yeah, that sounds about right. And now that there was a princess in the class, it wasn't completely out of the question.
I imagine it's all going on in his head, but in like much shittier animation.
でも、本物のテロリストが来たとして、そんな簡単に脱出できるかしら？
昨今のテロリストは人質を時限爆弾のそばに集めて要求をします。下手に抵抗すると爆弾が起爆し、大惨事になりますね。
The real world has no sense of adventure, does it?
My newly awakened self would take down the minor villain, one that would terrify the student body without causing any fatalities, in a feel-good way. That was the sort of terrorist I hoped would show up. Okay. I don't know that I would hope for any, but you do you.
I mean, like, if you gotta make the choice.
Yeah, you're right. But then... It's a palm! My cell phone vibrated. I had a message on... Oh god, I don't remember how to pronounce... Did we ever establish how to actually... Linue? I don't know. I had a message on Linue. Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't know how to pronounce it. Lune.
He had a message. I have a message.
We just got a message. We just got a message. No. It was Raina. She sent me some sort of character stamp holding up a huge sign. And the sign said... That's a very descriptive sign. Ah. It was apparently for a relatively dull reason. It wasn't a dog, it was a person. I guess it was none of my business then.
あの子が戻ってきたらしいよ。
Oh. I could hear people talking around me too. The class's reaction was... That sounds like the exact same reaction that we had.
怖いですわね。今度は何をしてかしら。だよね。マストでずっと停学してて欲しかったかも。ほんと。
I wonder if this is that girl that we saw the little exchange between her and Ellis-san the other night.
Yeah, it's gotta be, right? This is the introduction
Yeah.
for us as a character of the fourth girl.
Right.
Hey!
Rude. As you could hear, all the commotion had completely settled down by lunchtime. I wondered who the suspended student was. Not that it really mattered.
ごはんごはん。
Great Saiyaman.
ねえオラ。
I loved that arc so much.
I know, that was a great arc.
And then it went all downhill once the actual story started.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go wander a little.
うん。
I walked out in the hallway. Sylvie was probably about to invite me to lunch, but
よし、行きましたわね。
all of these people really suck. The girls around me had harsh looks in their eyes. I was in no mood for this today. Putting up with their glares was a hassle. I'd stick out like a sore thumb if I acted all doom and gloom around Sylvie. Either way, I'd been looking forward to eating lunch, as it would make up for my shabby breakfast and dinner. But I still didn't quite feel up for it. I came up to the rooftop again. Wait, I hadn't bought anything for me to eat. Aww. Ah, well. It'd be a pain to go all the way back to the school store anyway. And those strange looks were way too harsh for me to endure today. Better just kill some time here. I could head to the school store at the last second before break ended and buy whatever was left. I took a seat in the shade. Noble Private Academy. Get ready for some more exposition. It was a special leading academy in Japan, but it was funny how I'd eventually made my way back to practically the same sort of place as my old regular school. At my old school, I hid in the shadows for the longest time, didn't I? What, were you
Like
a ninja? These are really dark shadows. Oh.
Do 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 do. Ah!
うわ、びっくりした。
What? Yeah.
Ah!
Ooh, ah.
Ooh!
I was plenty scared myself. When I opened my eyes, an unfamiliar face was peering down at me. She must have been looking me over closely. Very closely.
Oh, what the heck? I thought the roof was off limits.
そっくりそのまま返す。
Touché, salesman.
Fair enough.
The unfamiliar girl shrugged her shoulders, seemingly exasperated, and stood up. I got back up as well. Whew. Had I nodded off?
The break's almost over. I need to grab lunch.
Pretty sure the school day is over with how dark this cloud is. Or how, orange the sky is.
昼休み？
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's lunchtime right now.
My surroundings were dyed a dark shade of orange. Huh? I thought I'd been sitting in the shade, but everything was oddly lustrous. The sun was shining off to my side. It had been to the south, but had migrated to the west.
You mean West?
West?
It's nighttime!
What year is it?
How long have I been asleep? What the hell's going on? If I'm able to leap through time, am I being attacked?
I see wiener crud.
あるある。俺もたまに攻撃される。
Jokes aside, I hadn't just nodded off, I was out like a light.
That's weird. I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night, so I got plenty of sleep.
Then again, I hadn't slept soundly thanks to that awful dream. Freddy Krueger was chasing me. It was bad.
He had the power glove.
Game over. Guess I'd made up for it just now. Which meant I had skipped all of my afternoon classes, but those were... Oh, I see. Okay.
Expert whatchamacallit classes in the afternoon, so it was fine.
I'm getting to the line, thank you.
Ah, okay. My bad.
Which meant I skipped all of my afternoon classes, but then those expert whatchamacallit classes were in the afternoon, so it was fine. Ah, well. I bet the whole class was ecstatic not to have me around.
What is it?
The girl was staring at me. She actually looked pretty cool. Her hair was dyed the same shade as Reina's. After giving me a good once-over, she giggled and said,
寮は寝心地が悪かったか？市松オーロくん。
She seemed to know my name. Are you a fairy?
That's so-so. Do you live in the dorms too?
I'd never seen her in class, which was likely where she would have picked up my name. The woman giggled again and said,
女の子を脅すのは感心しねえな。
Never happened. They are making a mountain out of a molehill.
The rumors about me threatening a boy from class and the radio calisthenics incident were beginning to blend together. God, give me a break.
You're,
Hmm? リア。相馬リア。
Rhea. Well, that's a cute name.
So much so that it didn't match her mannerisms.
What?
いや。お前、部屋でマリア・ビショップの曲かけてたよな。
Did she bug our room?
Stealth camo. You heard that? And what of it?
ファンなの？
I am.
そう。
She flipped her hair away from her face. What the?
まあいいや。とっとと帰れよ。この学校7時に門閉まるぜ。
Ooh, yeah.
I checked my watch and saw it was 6:20 p.m. I still had half an hour left.
帰んねえの？
How about you?
俺はやることがあんの。いるならいるでいいけど、黙っとけよ。
Oh.
Rhea felt around in her chest pocket. I took a quick look at the pendant she was wearing. And then she pulled out...
A gun! Ah!
Get down!
Whoa!
Oh, sorry. I was
Or maybe it was-
overexcited.
Or maybe it was, whoa.
Whoa, I know Kung Fu. Rhea put that certain something in her mouth before climbing into the water tank. Wait, onto the water
One,
tank.
two.
Oh god, she's going into the water tank.
Ah!
I'm in the goo. Couldn't see her from below anymore, huh? That's a weird way to phrase that, but alright. I followed after her. Don't you know that's bad for your health?
You know that's gonna be within my next, 2 or 3 lines.
Oh, I know.
んだよ、ついてくんな。
Well, yeah, this isn't a situation where I'd want anyone to think we're together.
Damn. Cold. Getting down may have been the right call, but I'd rather get up to get down.
I mean, I feel like our conversations are what would happen if you just stick two tsunderes together.
Oh yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I'm gonna say this because it's relevant, but smoking does shorten your life, blah blah blah, it's bad for your health, yada yada yada.
あっそ。
But we just did say. Didn't look like she cared.
That's fine then.
We're just obligated to say that because, we don't want to encourage smoking or anything like that. Her health was of no concern to me. Ominous, which is why I then pushed her off of the water tank.
Ah, cool.
受動喫煙だっけ？周りにいるやつが一番健康に悪いそうだぞ。あなたの健康が心配でどうたら。帰れよ。
I want to know which word was yada yada.
うせろ。
I don't like punks, so it's in my nature to do the opposite of what you tell me.
うぜ。
Punk was an outdated word at this point, though. Okay, that's great.
Not entirely wrong on both counts.
Yeah, I just don't know why. If they're so outdated, then why does he keep referring to them? Because he did the same thing with Tomboy, so I don't know. But between the super flashy hair and smoking habit, that was probably a fitting word for her.
Also, she got suspended for something.
Yeah. She carelessly took a puff from her cigarette. She was so cute, too. What a waste. Wait a minute, but you're not into blondes.
He makes an exception.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not into blondes. He doesn't like punks. He opposes them by nature, so it's just like, oh, but I'm opposites attract and all that.
Yeah, like magnetism.
Yep.
Also, he's, I think, completely surrounded by blondes in terms of routes. So,
True.
he's got to. It's that or fucking, Jogasaki?
Ugh. I mean, or Kikuchiyo if he rolls that way, but I don't know.
I personally would rather jump off this roof than go a Jogasaki route.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say with Kikuchiyo, and I was like, well, this isn't Katawa Shoujo, so I don't think that's going to happen. Spoilers.
No, if you're choosing between those routes, Jogasaki's the worst, right?
Oh. Yeah, I would think so. Seemed like a pretty awful scene if you ask me, but I would just overlook it.
I'm not about to stop you or anything. I am curious, though. Why do you smoke?
My internal combustion engine. I had no interest in tobacco, and it was a question I often posed to smokers. I wondered what was so fun about these fumy things. Man, wait until vaping comes about.
What do you think the reason is? Because it's cool or something?
正解。
Huh?
かっこつけてんの。
She took a huge drag off of it.
テレビだとタバコ吸ってる男って、うだつの上がらねえおっさんばっかりだけど、女はいい女系のかっこいい感じだろ？だから吸ってんの。
You're a middle-aged man stuck in a rut?
You're a character in a Haruki Murakami novel? That was a very 90s-esque excuse. Yeah, actually, it is a pretty 90s-esque excuse.
Radical.
Totally. I doubted that was the real reason behind it, but she didn't look like she wanted to elaborate any further. Well, I shouldn't really pry into the subject too much anyway, as it would just make the mood even worse. Oh, that reminded me.
Were you the one who got suspended?
Hmm?
I heard some student came back from a suspension today. Caused quite a commotion earlier.
人目は避けたつもりだったけど、見られたか。
Looks like I hit the nail on the head. She took another drag and looked frustrated.
まあ、騒ぎにはなるわな。まだ停学処分中の生徒が入ってくれば、専攻どもも騒ぐだろうさ。
Now, you're still suspended?
All Reina said was that someone who got suspended showed up. That's why I was convinced her suspension had to be over. I was wrong? She was similar to a terrorist or a dog in a sense that she was an unwelcome trespasser. Ah, yikes.
If they told you you're suspended, why not stay suspended?
If I could get away with it, I would. I would love to be suspended for a little while longer.
Or at all?
せえな、関係ねえだろ。
Scary. Regardless, I kept pressing her for more.
Is there some reason you wanted to come back to school? Some reason...
うるせえ。
Ah.
That was as far as I got. I ran out of stamina points. She packed way more of a punch than I did, and all I could do was to fall silent. Both of us were at a loss for words.
時間切れ。
Huh?
こいつは俺だけのものにしたかったんだけどな。誰にも言うなよ。
Huh? Whoa? Oh, hold on. I don't know how whoa he's woeing. Huh? Whoa.
Magical girl!
始まっちまった。
Oh. Fancy.
Wow. What of you?
I followed her line of sight. The sun was in the process of setting and sinking straight into the lake. Hamamatsu Lake wasn't an ocean, but you could still see the horizon since it was over 4 kilometers wide. Kilometers? Kilometers? Whatever.
Yeah.
The lake was much larger than I had originally thought, especially when I could see it from a place as high as this roof. The sun setting on the horizon. A view that should only be visible on the Sea of Japan.
This is kind of nostalgic.
懐かしい。
Yeah. I saw this kind of thing a few times when I was a little kid.
I played here a lot as a kid. My friends and I would always stop playing just as the sun would start to set and gaze out at this same exact view. I had stopped coming here to play at some point and had forgotten all about it, but even now, I found it to be breathtaking.
It actually felt more incredible now than back then. Perhaps because of how high up we are?
I'd only looked up at the sky from ground level at that time, but it made a world of difference now that I was on the roof. Enough that it left me mesmerized.
念押しするけど、誰にも言うなよ。少なくともこの場所はな、俺だけの特等席なんだ。
Yeah.
I wanted to, though. There were other people I wanted to show this place to. But this view was a treasure. I was only here out of sheer dumb luck, but I was sure she'd be upset if I had took any more than this experience away from her. That was how worthwhile a view it was.
Is this why you went out of your way to come to school, even while you were suspended?
She clicked her tongue, seemingly annoyed by my comment, and turned away. We'd only known each other for less than 10 minutes. And her attitude left a lot to be desired. With that said, her reason for coming to school, while suspended mind you, was kind of endearing.
お前さ、お前、ゴールデンタイムって知ってる？
The holiday in May?
ウィークじゃなくてタイム。
Yeah, I know. Just kidding.
This may have been the scenery's beauty at work, but Rhea suddenly became much more talkative than before. With only the butt of her cigarette left, she snuffed it out using her portable ashtray. Well, that's mighty considerate of her. Boy, a lot of other people could use that.
テレビ局がよく言うだろ。
What was it again? The time of day with highest ratings?
まあ、それが正解。夜7時から9時だか10時だかまで。 何かをするのに最高な時間ってこと。
Yeah.
She'd come to that liberal interpretation.
これが俺のゴールデンタイムなんだ。この時間、日が落ちていき、夜になる一歩手前、ほんのひととき現れる輝きの時間。何もかもが暮れてしまう手前の一瞬。
What about that shadowy place over there? We don't go there.
ほんの一瞬だけある世界のすべてが輝くとき。
It definitely is the best.
The setting sun reflected upon the lake and made the world appear an even more brilliant shade of gold. Golden time. A glimmer perfectly befitting that name was before us as we spoke.
この湖に入った者は輝ける永遠の時間へ旅立つことになる。
Pretty sure that's just death.
昔ある人が言ってた。永遠の中に金色が沈んでいく。この湖はこれまで何回この金色を沈めたんだろう。永遠に近いくらい輝く時間を閉じ込めたのかな。
You sure are romantic.
中二病って言いたきゃ言っていいぞ。
You sure?
蹴り落とすけど。
You sure are romantic.
She did seem kind of delusional to me. But she also sounded like a romantic. Sentimental feelings like that were one of the few things that made sense to me. The sensation of sinking into an unknown darkness and having no one to rely on. I experienced that plenty today. Seeing something so incredible gave me a bit of salvation. I understood that feeling as well. At long last, the sun set.
閉門まであと15分。
Time to go?
あ、
We headed out together for whatever reason.
Hey, you live in the dorms too, right?
うん。
Then we were headed toward the same place. The thing that had me a bit worried was... Yep.
I imagine everybody, like, scatters.
The foyer between the front door and my room. The vast space fell silent the moment I stepped inside the building.
And I'm not alone!
I'm here with my good friend. Good friend. And the girls gathered around instantly grew quiet. Of course that would happen. If the Academy's biggest troublemaker, Rhea included, who was currently suspended, both came waltzing in at the same time.
You know, maybe we should have come back at separate times.
うぜえのは一緒だろ。気にすんな。
Two negatives make a positive. We crossed through the foyer together. The stares were intense as ever, but it was ever so slightly comforting to split their glares with Rhea. I headed for my room. Rhea followed me. The guest rooms were located along this hallway, and as soon as that thought came to mind, she unlocked the room next to mine.
We're neighbors?
Howdy ho, neighbor.
言わなかったっけ？お前がマリア・ビショップのファンなことはメールでは出回ってないから安心しろ。
You sneaky, sneaky snack. Guess she had just heard it through the wall.
And I thought she heard it through the grapevine.
Ha ha ha, damn. You actually beat me to the punch on that one.
Yes. Oh. So you were the one who slammed on the wall to shut us up the other day.
It was you!
壁薄いんだからもうさせないよう静かにしろ。
She disappeared into her room with a self-satisfied smile. I was a little surprised, but she'd probably make for a decent neighbor with Reina being a solid runner-up.
Nice to meet you, neighbor.
Feel free to knock on my door anytime you need a cup of sugar or want to go smoke a cigarette, and I can stand there and just be awkward and
Guard?
Oh yeah, that works too.
Yeah.
Her response to my greeting was a curtly shut door.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Well, this worked out swimmingly enough. With that, oh, the bitch appears.
彼女と仲良くなられたんですか？
Maybe.
So what if we are?
What you gonna do about it? Start spreading more rumors?
Huh. Well, we've at least said hi to each other.
Jokosaki looked somewhat bothered by this development. My best laid plans. They need to be modified now.
A new heel stable? Oh no.
She probably assumed the troublemakers are banding together. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. Rhea and I weren't exactly close, but I'd rather keep that information to myself and let her stew. Yeah, I hope it bothered her. With her long black hair and... Damn it.
The black hair.
Jokosaki quickly collected herself.
まあいいです。はい、今日の夕飯。
Yeah, thank you.
You know, I recognize that she's the mastermind behind a lot of Ouro's plight, but at the same time, is it not just a little bit interesting that she's the one that brings him food in the mornings and at night? I mean, it's one thing to limit his opportunities, but I mean, she's made it a part of her routine. It seems a little bit more than that, you know?
Yeah, I guess, but also it's like it is so that he doesn't go to get food. It's like, it's basically house arresting him.
Well, but at the same time, though, she's managed to spread such an intricate web of lies that's kind of
True.
self-propagating at this point. It seems a little bit excessive for her to go to this amount of effort at this point.
I assume, like, a commoner did something to her as a child, right? Like,
It certainly seems that way. Well, her skin's not white and her hair's not green, so it wasn't the Joker situation.
not yet.
Foreshadowing. So that's
she keeps
what's
this
in...
up, I'll throw her in fucking, what's it, Axis chemicals or whatever.
Oh, maybe that's what's in the water tower.
Ah.
What a twist. I was in a much better mood after meeting Rhea. But I was faced with a gloomy reality upon returning to my room.
Was I only safe when I was back in my bedroom?
At least I'm safe inside my room.
At least you're safe inside your room.
Ah! The same room that had been assigned to me, and the one where I could avoid the stares of the other boarders.
ちょっとよろしいでしょうか。
Huh? Human interaction?
What is
That's
this?
not like shit? And like the 3 people who like us?
What a shock! I was the only one around. Rhea hadn't come out of her room.
Me?
はい。
There was no possible way that they could have spoken to the wrong person.
私、1年の栗生茜って言います。
Hello.
お名前を伺ってもよろしいですか？
You already have one. Why do you need mine?
Oh, sorry. Ichimatsu Ouro.
市松先輩ですね。よろしくお願いします。
She was quite the energetic girl. There was a certain something about her appearance that felt out of place at an academy filled with a bunch of snobby rich kids.
Oh, aren't you the girl from before?
はい、何度かご挨拶を。
I think you were also doing radio calisthenics.
そうです。毎朝の日課です。
This sure took me back. I had a similar exchanges with underclassmen at my old school too.
Are you the athletic type by any chance?
私、陸上部なので、バリバリの体育会系です。
I see. Is that why you're so energetic?
よく言われます。私的にはこれが普通なんですけど。
This feels like a very familiar archetype. Like the,
Yeah.
I don't know, the track and field, younger, first year, energetic, yeah.
It is an absolute archetype, yeah. So, what do you need from me?
ご挨拶です。
Sure.
Hello.
同じ寮で暮らす先輩にはご挨拶をしないと失礼じゃないですか。
Well, you see, you're kind of in the minority on that one.
The minority of one.
Well, yeah. Looks like she had a sporty personality down to her very core. I was raised in a similar environment, so I didn't mind it in the slightest.
ですね。何を話そうか忘れちゃいまして。
That's okay. The guy I record with can't remember his own name all the time.
I don't know who you mean.
それでは自己紹介の続きを。
Sure. You got this?
頑張ってね!
ありがとうございます。頑張ります。
She seemed both easy and difficult to deal with. What a complicated girl.
さっきも少し話しましたけど、私、陸上部なんです。短距離、100メートルの選手をやってます。
This is a lot of information for somebody you just met.
ちなみに自己ベストは11秒73です。
Wow, that's fast.
Fast as fuck, boy.
先輩、陸上にはお詳しいんですか？
No, I was just taking a guess. No, not especially. I was just comparing it to my own time.
16 minutes.
なるほど。ありがとうございます。
She was faster than most men I knew. In fact, her time was faster than mine.
でも、今はちょっとタイムが落ちちゃってまして、自己ベストの記録も1年前のものなんです。
Over a year ago.
膝の怪我で最近まで起用してました。今はもう良くなりまして、コーチの指示をもらいながら個別練習中です。
Your knee, huh? Must have been rough.
半月板損傷ですね。お医者様と相談しまして、保存療法、というやつで治療をしました。
It doesn't hurt anymore?
はい、痛みはもう大丈夫ですね。今は筋トレと軽いランニング、あとは水泳で体力作りをしてます。
I see. That was a precise treatment regimen, and given this academy's facilities, they probably had support systems and rehabilitation centers on site.
Are the radio calisthenics part of your rehab? Rehabilitation?
100年近く続いている国民的な健康体操ですから、効果はバッチリです。
Sorry, I thought you were making an artistic choice.
It was, and then it wasn't.
I jumped the shark, that was my bad.
No, it's all good.
先輩も一緒にどうですか？気持ちいいですよ。
I somehow don't think that would go very well.
I'll let you know.
Pat, pat. This whole situation was already uncomfortable at best. There was no telling what would happen if I told that group of girls that I wanted to join them in their workout without warning.
いつでもお待ちしてますからね。
Okay. She could wait for me all she wanted, but there was no chance in hell I'd show up.
ところでですね。
Hmm?
先輩のことをお聞きしても良いでしょうか？
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Why?
それは。
I just gave you all of this information voluntarily in the hope that you would be willing to exchange equal voluntary information about yourself. My underclassman Akane-chan was at yet another loss for words.
私が先輩に興味あるからです。
In what capacity?
My heart belongs to Maria Bishop.
Damn it. And possibly one of these other protagonists. We haven't decided yet.
Interested in me?
そうです。私、先輩に興味ありまくりです。
This is the first time we've met, right?
はい、初めてお会いします。
Every breath you take, every...
She's just like staring outside her window the entire time. Do I remind you of someone you know? Or something?
いえ、そういったこともありません。
And you're still interested in me?
おかしいでしょうか。
It makes sense if I were some outrageously hot guy or had an interesting looking face, but... For a girl to have such deep interest in a guy she'd only just met, when neither of those were the case, was that even probable? In Disney movies, it is.
Well, sure. I'll answer if I can.
ありがとうございます。それでは早速。先輩のご趣味は何でしょう？
Murder.
Redheads. I can't think of anything specific.
Soupy seed.
あれ？では、好きな食べ物は何ですか？
I guess I'm the kind of person who'll eat anything as long as it tastes good.
The souls of my enemies.
好きな女性のタイプはどんな方ですか？
Like 5 foot, red hair, runs track, I don't
I was thinking a long, cool woman in a black dress.
know. Pretty girls with long hair and big titties.
Damn titties. Huge tracts of land.
Tig old bitties.
Especially black hair.
Which would have come off less creepy.
髪と胸に魅力を感じる。
True.
Why are you taking notes?
Because there's a quiz on it on Tuesday and I want to make sure I get a good grade.
いけませんでしたか？
I mean, if this were a dating... Wait, this is a dating sim. No, not really.
No, it's not. It's not the same genre.
No, you're right.
I guess it's not a big deal, but...
Avoiding careless comments would be in my best interest.
では気を取り直して、他 はありませんか？
I prefer healthier women. I don't want them to be too skinny. Aside from that, someone who isn't too demanding would be great.
A girl worth fighting for.
なるほど、なるほど。健康的で優しい子ですね。
What was she planning to do with this information? I couldn't tell what went through girls' minds.
他には、あ、そうだ。先輩は部屋で一人の時、何をして過ごしてるんですか？
All Maria Bishop all the time.
Test my bed springs. This question was a little difficult to answer and was a delicate subject for a guy my age.
I listen to music and lots of things.
There was no need to fully disclose everything I did behind closed doors, so I kept things simple. Although my neighbor had found out I was a Maria Bishop fan, oh god, what else does she know about me?
ふむふむ。なるほど。それから、寝るのはいつも何時くらいですか？
Well, you see, when the sun comes up, I turn into a stone statue, so that's usually about the right time.
Dun, 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 dun. Good question. Maybe around midnight?
起きるのは6時くらいですか？
Not by choice. Maybe a little later.
I thought about it as I answered. It felt a little less like this girl was interested in me and more like she was assessing me.
I get this. Is this reconnaissance?
Reconnaissance.
Is that how you say that, incidentally?
Reconnaissance.
Fuck. Hold on, I'll just go my route. Okay. I get it. Is this recon?
There we go. No, this is Otacon.
Wait, then why don't you do Otagon's voice?
I can't do Otacon's voice. All I know is inside of this box. I bet the other boarders told her to look into me. This made sense based on that assumption. An investigation into my hobbies, interests, and the general rhythm of my life. That was what all of her questions seemed to be about.
All they learn is he has no hobbies. His general rhythm is normal and he's interested in titties.
Yeah, that sounds about on
That's
par.
all they got.
There you go. Have fun with that. Although that could backfire pretty badly too. I could see it just being like...
I mean, yeah. But no matter what he says, it's gonna, you know, Jogasaki's gonna pull that shit.
Yep, she's gonna twist that. Maybe I could try gently egging her on.
Isn't there anything else you want to know?
他に、そうですね。
Like, our senpais that were doing radio calisthenics with you. For example, did they want to know anything else about me?
いえ、先輩からは特に。
Haha, you just triggered my trap card.
違いますよ。これはあくまで私が市松先輩に興味があるから聞いているんです。
But it was too late. I had heard everything. She sucked at lying and trying to be sneaky. I bet she was put up to this, so I'd better just leave well enough alone.
I'm about to eat dinner, so are we about done?
はい。それでは最後に、この寮での生活はどうですか？
Hard to say. Not quite sure yet.
ですよね。まだ入ったばっかりですし。
Getting used to it a little at a time. I'd appreciate it if everyone spoke to me as casually as you do, Akane-chan. Or Akane-chan.
Just in case, I gave her that honest, sincere response.
Would you tell everyone else that? For me?
はい、わかりました。
Not that I would hold out any hope.
Ugh.
That was my line.
Oops.
They say when you go from living with your parents to living alone, meals are the most intimate issue. This was a prime example. I don't know, I liked living alone. Our household's dinner menu comprised of whatever cheap ingredients my mother could find at the grocery store that night. In that moment, it made me really appreciate what I had. Truly, these lackluster meals were wearing on me mentally. I wasn't used to eating alone, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. I could just eat out every meal. Toast, salad, scrambled eggs, and milk. These meals where I could only look forward to nutrients and calories, the sort they'd give to prisoners, were so lackluster. It was chipping away like crazy at my mental well-being. Maybe this really was the underlying cause of all my awful dreams? Probably. No more egg talk. Yes, more egg talk. It was past 9 at night. Peek. Didn't spot anyone out in the hallway or foyer. I didn't see Akane-chan, who I'd been talking to earlier, either. She must have gone back to her own room. 10 p.m. was lights out at this dorm. It wasn't strictly enforced, but 10 p.m. was the recommended time, and everyone stopped hanging out in the common areas around 9 p.m. That was a strict time for girls in their prime who wanted to have fun, but also...
I wish the shops would also close at 10 instead.
Boy, I feel that. Both the convenience stores and cafe closed before 9 o'clock. I couldn't wrangle together any food. It's great that everything was so orderly around here, and that they were all early to bed, early to rise types who got up at 6 a.m. every morning to exercise. This was totally harsh psychologically. This time of day at this school. Wasn't this a pure negative as far as I was concerned? For me, my golden time lay elsewhere. Remix. I was starving. Going without lunch was catching up to me now. My burning appetite combined with that lackluster dinner began to run rampant past 9 at night. The convenience store was already closed, but maybe I could try sneaking in and grabbing something? I could even leave the money behind. Nah, I'd better play it safe. If I got caught, then I wouldn't just be a commoner or a wild animal, but a criminal. No choice but to behave myself. Yes. All I could do was to ignore my empty stomach. And close my eyes.
Ignore my growling stomach. Ignore the growling. It's no use. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Up in here, up in here. I opened my eyes. This psychological fatigue might be worse than I thought. What a pain. There was no satisfying my stomach at this point, so I'd have to find a distraction. Okay. What kind of distraction? It's a good time to take up juggling. I rummaged through the cardboard boxes that I hadn't yet put away.
A Princess Knight game.
And this was
Butoman, I think.
Butterman ramen. Da-da-da. I'm sticking with it. The manufacturer, Oyatsu Company, released this limited edition regular-sized Butterman ramen about a year ago. I'm glad I bought it, but I was saving it for a special occasion and it ended up getting buried. I didn't remember bringing it with me. The sell-by date was looking a bit dicey, but silly concepts like expiration dates were meaningless in my current predicament.
He died 3 days later.
Of dysentery. There were cup noodles here. What were cup noodles? What were the cup noodles good for if you didn't try to eat them? What were cup noodles good for if you didn't eat them then? Even though it was past its sell-by date, which was a waste on its own considering it was a limited time deal, I didn't care.
But
there was one problem. How would I get hot water? I didn't have any. Wait, you don't have any hot water?
well, he probably doesn't have like boiling hot water. He can't boil water.
It's just interesting with a full-size refrigerator. Wait, is that a refrigerator? I'm assuming that's a refrigerator. It looks like it.
Wait, where?
In the back corner.
Over there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is that not a refrigerator? Is that where
maybe it's like maybe it could be a smaller one. Like it doesn't seem full size.
Well, it's like what is... Okay, maybe if he has like a kitchenette or... Well, if he's got a microwave, just put some regular water and just nuke it.
I'm not sure he has a microwave.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that explains a lot. Okay. Burners and cutlery were banned in the dorm room, so not only were there no communal kitchen, but there was no electric kettle either. What kind of draconian bullcrap is that? Like, they have all this fancy stuff, but you can't even use an electric kettle or a coffee maker or whatever? And cutlery? What are you gonna do? Gouge somebody's eyeballs out with a spoon? I mean, you can do it, but I don't think most people default to that.
I mean, you could like go Abdullah the Butcher on somebody with a fork, and that would not be great.
True. There was no way for me to prepare hot water. To hell with it. Better just pour water over it. I'm sure there are those who know this already, but cup noodles are made with water. Thanks for telling us.
Man, our viewers are dumbasses.
Apparently so. I didn't realize that exposition was necessary. The one issue is that it would get soggy due to the time it'd take to absorb the water, but it wouldn't affect the flavor itself. Hey, desperate times. And unless you want some of Mrs. Lovett's meat pies, this is what you're going to have to do. Given the current state of affairs, shoveling noodles into my gullet would at least be some form of guaranteed pleasure. It would take 3 minutes with hot water, so 15 minutes was probably a safe bet. Was it ready yet? Was it ready yet? Damn it, I need my nudes. Don't interrupt me now. I thought I heard a sudden rap upon my window. It's the raven, nevermore.
Nah!
Lenore! My curtains were still closed due to the radio calisthenics incident, and I opened them up to find...
もし
What?
Who the fuck are you?
Oh my god, you're my fairy godmother! You're my fairy lowly godmother? Oh no. Alright, well, I think that is going to be our stopping place for this episode. I know, we just met a new character, and we're ending this on a cliffhanger. I apologize.
Who is this mysterious girl with the white hair? Why is her name all question marks? Find out next time.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. No, wait, sorry, wrong show. Wrong show.
Also, I didn't know it was made in like the 30s.
You started it.
I know.
Last time on The Legend of Korra. That's how I'm going to start the next episode. Last time in Kinkoi. Who is this strange young lady? Why is she in our room? Why does she look like she's dressed in nightwear? We don't know, but we're about to find out the answers. Anyway, but yes, we have met with a new protagonist during this episode. Things really haven't improved for Ouro at all, really, other than, I guess, finding the surprise ramen that is past its sell-by date. But we also discovered that he does not have hot water, and we learned that apparently cup noodles are made with water, because that wasn't common knowledge, I guess. The more you know. Rainbow.
Anyway, tune in next time for part 6.
7.
For part 7 of Kinero Loveriche, I am Saren Prince.
And I am Man of Stage, and we are the Bridge Boys signing off.